Today we're making magic wands. So fairy magic wands, magician wands, or wizards or sorcerer wands. So first we're going to start with the fairy wands. So this is an example of one that I've already made. You can use different sticks to do it with. You can either do it with bamboo sticks or just pieces of wood, branches that you found outside. Or you can even use chopsticks, which really do a nice job too. So this one I did with a bamboo stick. And there's the star. So let's start with the star. You don't have to have one on your magic wand, but you can if you want. So to make the star, first of all, we're going to start by showing you how to draw a star. Let's find a Sharpie. So there's two different ways that I do my stars. You can do it whichever you want. And the star doesn't have to be perfect. If you just draw a star, let's say if I just draw it freehand, and it would be fine. So I have two different other methods that I'm going to show you. So first you can start with the method of doing a line like this. You do this to start. Then you add two more lines. Then you do the small lines in the middle. And then you join all the ends, which will be something like this. I did it really quick, so it's like not perfect, but and then there's the other one, which you can just do like a V or upside down V, like a, and then you go through and do the A, but with the line out. And then you can just join those two pieces. And then join over here. So that gives you a few ways that you can do your star. So then after that, you're going to want to cut it out. Let's see if I do this one. Away. So now you have your star. You can make it with, this is like a pizza cardboard, the takeout, cook at home pizza. You can make it with a cereal box, cardboard, anything that's like has a little bit of rigidity to it. And then you can paint it yellow. And then after that, once that's dried, you can go with the sparkles. So let's do the sparkles now so that I can show you. So what I did for my cardboard, because I wanted it yellow, and when I do with a lot of kids at the same time, I want to save that step. So I take a yellow cardboard to do it out of. So the big Bristol boards, they get them yellow and then cut different size stars into them so that they can pick whichever size they want. So sparkles. I usually have a container that I'll put my star in to do the sparkles in. But let's start with the glue. So I just use, you can just use regular school glue. Or if you want, you can use the Modge Podge. Modge Podge is nice for one of the steps I'll show you after. So first, I just put it on. You could put it on with the bottle, but I find it works better if you do it with a brush because you have a lot more control over where you put it. So let's say if I want to do different sparkles, different areas, different colored sparkles, different areas. I'll start off with my glue at the ends. And I put quite a bit of glue because if not, the sparkles aren't going to stay on there as thick. But it all depends on what you would rather. So let's say if I got this much glue, I put it in here. And then I can decide which sparkle that I want to add to it. And then I take the excess sparkles out. So this is the first part. And then I can add the glue again to the middle part, or the other parts that I would want the different colored sparkles. Put it inside again. And then I could go with my second color of sparkles. There. So that gives you a sample of how I do my sparkles. Now, if you want, what I do sometimes, first of all, when there's all different mixes of sparkle, I put them in an extra bottle, so then I can do it like with that sparkle, which has all the different ones in it. Okay, so last night I got a few other ones ready. So with the bigger sparkles, I find that the glue doesn't hold them that much. So I use that like with another type of glue, but you can use the bigger ones if you want. This is a sample of the gold. And this is with the multi one. And also, I did this one. This one I did with powder sparkles. And as you can see, you can really get some details. I'll probably get some sparkles in my face. You can get really nice details in there with the different sparkles, so that it adds to your magic wand. So this one here and the one from this wand, what I did is sparkles. You're gonna have sparkles in the house if you use sparkles, which is fine. But what I do is if I don't want to have a mess of sparkles too much, I use the Modge Podge, mix my sparkles in it, and then paint it on to my star. So these sparkles will not go out, so they won't make a mess throughout the whole house. So that's an option also. So this is how that's made. So that's for the stars and the sparkles. So next, the finishing for the wand. Also, you can put some diamonds, which I just use these diamonds here like at the dollar store, or you can use also the little glass beads to put at the end. The way I put them on is with the glue gun, and I put quite a bit of glue gun on there, quite a bit of glue, and then I attach it on. So this one is the diamond that I use, and the diamond you can put it either way, inside or out, it's up to you. But I wouldn't just leave it just like this, because it's not going to stay on. So what I do after that is I put more glue underneath to really connect the diamond or the glass bead on to the wand. So it's on top, on the sides, and also onto the stick. My glue gun sticks also. You have buy different kinds. There's the transparent ones, and then there's the yellow ones. The transparent ones will not hold as well as the yellow ones. The yellow ones are more like the heavy duty, and that's what I always buy, because most of the stuff that I glue, I want to really be able to that it holds really good. So that's usually always what I get. If you have the other ones, it's fine. It's just, if it comes off, just plug the glue gun again and glue it back on. So as you can see, this makes like a really nice finish at the ends. So that's for the ends, for the diamonds. Also for the paint for the sticks. So this one is a bamboo one. So what I did is I just painted the red and then the white and blue and then yellow at the end also. But after I painted it, I added the Modge Podge to make like a finish to it, like a shiny finish. So I find it's nicer. And then there's ribbon. So the magic wands can have ribbon, but they don't have to. And it can be a bigger ribbon, or it could be smaller ones. So this one I use 3. You can use just 1. You can also, when I do it with the kids, I ask them what kind of ribbon they want, and then they can also curl the ribbon if they want. So that makes it nice too. So every wand is going to be different. It all depends on what you would like. So this is for the fairy wand. There's the other one. And I also made a mini one with the chopsticks. So the chopsticks, what I do is I put a little bit of glue just to make like a handle. So whether that tiny hand holds it or idle hand, it doesn't matter. And then the star is smaller, but you can even use a bigger star on a smaller wand, and that would be nice too. It really all depends on what you prefer. Okay, now the magician wands. So the magician wands, what I did is I used the roll from inside the foil, because it's smaller than the paper towel. It's this size, and it's more solid. So what I did is I painted it black with the 2 ends white, so it makes like the magic wand. But because this is solid and it has some room inside, you can actually, you would have it sticking out a little bit more. This is ruining the magic. There we go. So you can actually pull stuff out of it to make real magic. So that's with the kerchief, and also even a flower. So this flower, to be able to fit it in, I just used flowers that I had here from the dollar store and cut one apart. And because this was too big to fit in there, I couldn't fit it in, I cut part of it just until I had it small enough for it to fit in there nicely. So there's that for the magic wand. It's as simple as that. You could add the Modge Podge on top of this too. I didn't do it, but you could. It would be just a nicer finish, but it's up to you. So that's for the magic wands. So now let's say for the sorcerer or the wizard wand. So like Harry Potter example. So the other day when I showed you, I had these ones that I had from a few years ago that I had done. This one, it just has like a little ribbon, cloth ribbon at the end, and you can leave the ribbon hanging at the end. This one has like a yarn glued onto it. This one has a ribbon but no extension. So those were some that I had before, but I wanted to make some new ones because I love doing those. So these ones, I often use a wooden stick. So I went outside and found different wooden sticks. I like it when it's curved a little bit. So example, if you go find a piece of wood outside and you find one that's really curved this way, that'll make it really interesting. Again, it all depends on what you want, but I find it nice when that's done. So I'm going to show you a few that I made. I'm missing one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the first one, again, you see the curve that I found that was interesting. So to do that with the piece of wood, at first I had it this way. So I cleaned it with the X-Acto, so that you'll need help if it's the kids. So cleaned it all up to have it to the wood. And also I took most of the pieces of wood off of that, like the extras, and then I did the glue gun. So this is done, all this effect is all done with the glue gun. So I want to show you how I did that. So let's say if it's this one. So first I do the end. So let's say if I do this one. Okay, so I put the glue gun at the end all the way around. Then I decide my hand is going to be approximately up to here. So I did this part right here. And then I did another one in the middle. Like that. And to do this effect here, what I did is I just went back and forth with my glue gun just to have that effect on there. Just as a little zigzag. And I'm pushing onto my glue gun as I go. So the glue is coming out of there. Like this. So that ended up like once it's dry, like this. So what I did, just gonna set that down, is after that I painted the whole thing silver. So I have like metallic paint, so it's like a metallic, and I find it does a really nice job. So what I did is I put a silver all over there, waited for it to dry completely, and then with my brush with the black, I just touched the top of the glue gun and the top of the three parts here also to have that effect. And then this part, I took my brush again, the black that was left on there, and put a little bit on there and then rubbed it off with a cloth. So I just have a little bit of that black going in to give that effect. And then once it was all dried, I added the Modge Podge to have this gloss finish. So this is how I did this one. Now, this other one, I used a blue metallic for this, the diamond at the end, and like a copper penny metallic for this part. But at the end here, because the bamboo has like a little hole at the end, what I did is I put a Q-tip, and then I put some beads in there, bigger to smaller, and glue gun them on there also. And then once it was painted, it gave a different effect also for a different wand. And again, there's a curve in that. Now, this one is more like a plain, smaller, glue gun to that part to where you hold it, painted it brown, and then I drew on there some little spider webs. And then just this tiny little lines all in an angle, just to have a different effect. This one is, I think, my favorite one. So see how it's really curved? I really like that. So what I did for this one is first I painted it black, just to that part. And then I wiped down with a cloth so that it would just be a light black, like almost like a gray in the grain of the wood. Then I did some glue gun on these both ends and painted those black without wiping them down, just the black on both. Then this longer part, I put some red paint, wiped it down, and then I drew with my black Sharpie all little designs on there, just as if it's like a writing from another language. So that's what I did for that one. And I put a Modge Podge on the end, but not on this part. I left it that way. And last but not least, this one. It was a longer piece of wood, really straight. So I found that interesting. And a lot of magic wands have like either balls or something at the end that they hold it with. So what I did is I looked around to see what I had, and I found this shell, like an escargot or something shell. So what I did is I put my wand inside, glued it with the glue gun so it would really hold. And I also plugged this hole with the glue gun. So right here. So the inside is still hollow, but I did plug that hole just a little bit at a time so that it would just plug the hole with the glue gun. Then I painted the whole thing black. And then with the glue gun, I added some lines going up, but not like a spiral all the way around. Really random, as if it be like some roots or branches climbing up on there to make that like effect. So after putting the black all over, I just touched with my brush again on top of what is raised with the glue gun with gold to have that. And then again, the Modge Podge for the finish at the end of the whole thing. So I really like it. So that's for the wands. I think that's it for the wizard wands. So let's recap. I'm going to take all these, put them all over here on the table. I think that's it. So fairy magic wands with ribbon, either tiny ribbon or a bigger ribbon. The ribbon can also be at a different place. It could be all the way at the bottom, even the smaller one, and have the ribbon hanging down, which is really nice also. So the smaller ribbon or the bigger one, you can have them hanging down. You can have tiny ones with chopsticks for the stick. So the sticks can also be the bamboo sticks that you do. So for the ends, oh yeah, for the ends where I put my star, what I do is I just take either an X-Acto to do the cut, the slit at the end, or when I do a lot of them, I go on my scroll saw and just put it in and take it back out, just to have that cut there so that the star goes in on each side. If you don't have that, you can just take tape and tape your star onto the wand, and that's fine. It's really up to you. So sparkles, you can do variety, fancier, complex sparkles, or just plain. And you can do the Modge Podge so that the sparkles don't go everywhere. So, and the magic wand for the magician. So you can have different things that you could put in there and then bring out, either a scarf or a flower or different thing. Oh, there's a flower was still in there. So you just leave it sticking out a little tiny bit, so then you can do the magic. And then the wizard wands with the glue gun to do the details. Again, with either the bamboo or the branch with different paints. If you don't have paint, you can decorate them with Sharpie or with the Crayola. So this was done with the Crayola. This was done with the Sharpie. And it's fine. It'll stay on there. Either with the wood or with the bamboo stick, you can decorate them. If you don't have paint, you can decorate them with the Sharpies or the Crayola paint marker. Okay, I think that's it. I think I got everything covered. Next week, or next video, is going to be toilet paper rolls. So I had mentioned in the first introductory video to start saving them. If you don't have enough, you'll be able to save more. I'll be doing smaller projects for smaller kids with this again, and again, stuff that's interesting also for adults that is really detailed and complex. So you'll have a lot of different samples of stuff that you can do with toilet paper rolls. So perfect. If you like this video, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe also. That way you'll get notifications for the next videos. And see you next time. Bye.